first card you have your past is the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, obviously ups and downs, ups and downs. I'm getting lots of emotional ups and downs. But yeah, before I go on with that, I'm just looking down at these cards. There's a message here. There's a big message here that you're a lot stronger than you are. You might be feeling not all that strong right now. I'm just getting that with these emotional ups and downs. And just looking all the way down, because you've got emotional ups and downs with the Wheel of Fortune, and then you've got the Emperor, hugely strong, and that's you in your element. And then you've got actual strength under there. So, you might be feeling up and down, but you're a lot stronger than you feel. So that's the message I'm getting going down. And especially emotionally, because you're dealing with everything right now. And it's almost like minute by minute, I'm getting this feeling of I'm fine now, right this minute. I don't know how I'm going to be the next minute. So 1 minute you're okay, next minute you're not so okay. And I think a lot of people are a bit like that at the moment. And so I know the Hermit card's not here, but I'm getting a little bit of Hermit energy around you, not just because we're all in lockdown. It's more about how you're feeling. It's kind of like, if this person speaks to me, or if that one speaks to me right now, I just don't know what I'm going to say to them. I'm losing patience. And it's not just losing patience, it's just like I don't really think I have the capacity or the energy to really speak to these people right now. I just don't feel, I don't feel myself. I don't feel myself. I'm getting that really strongly. That's kind of what I'm getting. I don't quite feel myself. If I felt more myself, I'd be ready for people, but I really don't feel like that right now. So yeah, ups and downs again with the Wheel of Fortune. There's an edginess, there's a feeling of edginess as well. And I'm just looking at this Sphinx on the top of the card with this sword. Really edgy, right on edge, that's kind of what I'm getting. And yeah, I've been getting this with you for a while actually. Not acting on your emotions as you usually would. So that's you not quite being yourself, because usually if you feel angry or whatever, you'd act on that. But at the moment, you're not doing that. And I think you're being really aware of how you're feeling. You're really aware of your ups and downs, and you're kind of just saying, no, I'm not going to kind of talk to anyone until I'm kind of, I feel right in myself. So I'm getting that. Yeah, there's a message here as well. I know this is in your past, but it might have come up already, or it might come up soon. I don't normally say times or dates, but I'll stick my neck out. Probably in the next week or 2 weeks, I should say, this might come up, or it might have come up. It's kind of like you're right in the middle of that time period when this message is going to come up for you. It's around your energy now. It feels immediate, and it feels very intense. It feels quite big, whatever this message is. And I think at one time you would have just done just about anything to hear from this person. I can really feel this intensity, very, very deep emotions. You wouldn't have told them that, I don't think. You just kind of kept away. But you did feel that. Lots and lots of emotion, lots of hidden emotion. Lots of hidden emotion. You never ever would have told this person how much of, what's the word? Yeah, explosion. They were like an explosion in your life. A big explosion. They came and exploded everything and changed everything, changed a lot of things in your life. And for Aries, if this is resonating with you, that's huge for Aries, because Aries don't change for people. They don't change for anyone. And it's not that you changed for them. It's just that they had this big impact, and a lot of things in your life completely changed while they were around you. You're going to hear from someone if you haven't already. I think this is some kind of love connection. It really, really feels like that to me, because there are a lot of intense emotions here. Now, in this particular climate that we're all in, we're all in. Oh, I can't speak. So with the way you're feeling, it might be that you don't respond to them right away, because I'm getting this feeling that that's how you are with everyone right now. That's kind of what I'm getting in this card. I can't really deal with people. I don't really know how to speak to people right now properly. I'm not feeling myself. And so when this comes in, it's going to kind of bring up all these emotions, and that's going to be magnified even more when this connection comes in again. So lots of kind of sitting back and thinking about this, lots of intense feelings. I'm just looking down at this Emperor, and it's like you're feeling all these feelings, and I think even when you separated from them, you still felt very, very intense feelings. And you had to force your way out of those feelings. I'm just getting this pushing with this Emperor. The Emperor really forces, things to happen. He's like, no, I'm in charge. I'm the boss. This is going to happen. My way is the way. And I think you're saying, no, the emotions are getting on top of me. I need to push them out of the way. And I think that's what you did. And so now with this Wheel of Fortune, this is about ups and downs, situations reversing, things coming back around again. So it's like you had these really intense feelings and you pushed them away, right down there. They're still kind of bubbling onto there, but you push them there, I think. This is what I'm getting. And now the feelings are kind of rising up for them. So that's what I'm getting. And they're trying to come and talk to you. And I think they've got a lot of, they've got a lot of energy inside them, emotional energy. Some of it's about you, some of it's about a lot of things. And so they're trying to remove them, they're trying to kind of get them out of their system onto you. So I'm kind of getting that as well. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. So the next card you have your past is the Emperor. Yeah, so the Emperor is you, obviously, 100% you. And this is how you've been feeling generally. And maybe this is why I'm getting this kind of hermit energy around you, because I'm getting this very, because the Emperor's very, he's like bossy, angry, he can be a bit like that. And it actually feels like a few people have been annoying you, actually. Maybe it's happening right now, I don't know, in the past or now, both maybe. And again, it's like, I don't want to talk to people right now. I don't want to talk to people right now. I might say something I regret. So you're just staying away from a lot of people. But if anyone comes to you, you'll be ready. Look at his suit of armor. So you're keeping your distance, but it's kind of all under the surface. I'm getting all these intense emotions all under the surface. And if anyone comes to bother you, it's going to come out. That's what I'm seeing. And there's a lot of this on edge feeling here. And a lot of that obviously is about being locked away, which is horrible for Aries. And it's horrible for everyone, obviously. But I'm getting phone calls that might have come into you, messages, and you just haven't replied to them. Because you just cannot talk to people. That's kind of what I'm getting. Not just from the ex-love, it's just like that in general. So yeah, wait until you're ready, if you feel like that. Because you know yourself, you're really good at following your instincts usually. So keep on doing that if that's you. You'll be ready at some time. And you've had times like this before where you just haven't been ready to talk to people. And it's almost like you've had to gear yourself up to talk to people. But right now, there's just not a lot of energy around you. So you might not have the energy to be able to do that with people right now. So you're just kind of keeping to yourself. So that's kind of what I'm getting in that card. I hope that all makes sense. I know I'm kind of going off. So the last card you have in your past is Strength. Yeah. So yeah, you're getting yourself back again. You're gradually getting that back again. You're probably not feeling that right now, which is what I was seeing overall in your past. You're stronger than you feel, so it's coming back. Yeah, I have to be honest, there are probably going to be a few more ups and downs in your future. But yeah, it's gradually coming back. It's kind of wobbling up and down a bit, and then it's going to kind of rise up again. Now, with this ex-love, I think with them, it's taking a lot. It's taking a lot for them to send you this message. They're kind of having to gear themselves up as well. They're saying, oh, I need to find my strength. I need to find my courage to do this. Now, it might just be a tiny, tiny little message, but it doesn't matter the size of the message, because there's just so much built up emotion for you around them. And yeah, I'm just looking at this infinity symbol, and it's like this endless loop that goes around and around and around. And I think that's how your emotions were for them. Really intense. You had all these emotions, and they were just going around and around and around in your head, in your heart. And that's where the Emperor came in. It was like, I just can't keep on feeling this over and over again. I need to take action. I need to push them out of my heart, push them out of my head. And that's what you did. You pushed them down. You pushed them out of the way. But what happens when you push things down under the water, under the surface? They pop up again at a trigger. So I think what's happening is this person's going to message you or whatever, and they're going to start to come back up again. And if you kind of sweep things under the rug or whatever, they're still there. So so there's that. And it really just feels like, okay, they're messaging me. I don't know when this is going to happen. I'm feeling all these emotions again. I'm not sure what to do about this. And it's almost like this big emotional bubble, and it's just going to kind of burst. And that's what's going to happen. All the emotions are going to come out again. And that's going to happen for you. And I think if you do decide to talk to this person, it's going to happen for them, because their emotions have been rising up. So that's kind of what I'm getting. Very, very intense here. And so, yeah, take as long as you need to answer them. Really get yourself together, because it feels as if you really need to get yourself together just to talk to anyone, let alone this person, which is kind of way more intense than all that. So really, really take your time in this. Lots of mixed up emotion coming from them. Lots of mixed, not mixed messages in the way of, giving you one clue and then being a different way. It's not that mixed messages. It's like lots of mixed up emotions in the messages and lots of mixed up things. So that's kind of what I'm getting. So yeah, onto the World card, which is the first card you have in your present. So I'm just looking at this. I'm just looking at the Wheel of Fortune at the same time, because they're kind of next to each other. And some of the meanings of this card could be quite similar to the Wheel of Fortune sometimes, because, it can be about coming all the way around to the beginning again, around the world, things turning around. Very, very similar in some ways. It feels a little bit rocky, feels a little bit unsteady, because I'm just looking at this woman and she hasn't got any anchor points. She's free and she's in the middle and she's kind of floating around all like that. But for you, I think this time it feels a little bit like... I just don't know where I am. I just feel as if there's no stability around me, no anchor points holding me down. There's nothing kind of there, and I kind of don't know where I am. It feels quite difficult for you. And I think a lot of people are getting that right now, because the world, with this card, the world is a very uncertain place right now. And no one knows quite where they're anchored. No one knows quite what's going to happen in the future. And I think what's happening with you in this card is, it's like you're starting to look back, you're starting to be a little bit nostalgic, I think. You might be starting to miss certain times where you did have that sense of stability, that sense of anchorage around you. And maybe you had people around you when that were kind of a bit more stable, that took care of you, that were around you. You might not have that now, where you are now. And I just have to tell you this, if this is how you're feeling. You can't go back. You can't go back to that time, and you know that. And you've gone really far to get yourself away from that time, and you can't get back there again. But that's a good thing. You actually don't want to go back there, and I think you know that deep down. But I think you're just having these kind of times where you're just feeling like, oh, that was a better time. That was a more stable time. It wasn't as bold as it is now. It wasn't where I wanted to be at that time. At that time, I wanted to be where I am now. But at the moment, when everything's really unstable, I'm looking back to that time where it felt more stable for me. So I think that's what's happening. Now, if there's someone you miss from that time, connect with them, try and reach out to them. I'm seeing that. There are some people who I think you might have burned some bridges with, actually. I have to be honest. But there are some who you haven't, and that might help with that as well, if you do that. And I think a lot of people are doing this while we're in this situation. They're looking back to the past, sometimes with rose-coloured glasses. But I want you to look at how far you've come since that time. You're a different person now. And you're not going to fit into that world again. I'm just looking at the world. You're not going to fit into that world. You're in this world now. And that's a good thing for you. That's a good thing. And look at this great big laurel wreath around this woman. That's about victory. So maybe you've kind of gone from that world into this world, and you've kind of travelled to kind of get to this place of victory. And maybe you're not quite there. Maybe you're at a bit of a stop now, and you feel as if you want to get going again. What I'm seeing here is you are going to get going again, and I'm seeing that because I'll talk about the 2 Wands cards here, because that's really showing me how I saw that you are going to get to where you want to go. So with the Page of Wands and the King of Wands, now obviously they're both action cards, they're both wands, and there's a progression obviously between the Page and the King. The Page is a child or a teenager, and then the King is a grown man. Now, so you've been where the Page is, you've been right at the beginning of achieving this thing, you've gotten out of this old world, you're into the new world, and you're heading toward where the King is. But there's a card that's missing in this progression here, and it's not here, and obviously that's the Knight of Wands. Now the Knight of Wands is a very, how can I say this, it's very kind of unsure, very unbalanced. He's kind of jumping up and down on his horse. It's not here, obviously, but he's jumping up and down on his horse. He's not sure of where he is. He's feeling really uncertain, very uncertain with himself. And that's missing from the sequence. So that's the message I'm getting here. That step is missing. There's no reason to feel unsure of yourself. There's no reason to worry about where you are right now. You're going in the right direction. You've got the World card, and it's spinning in the right direction, and you're heading toward the King. If you're feeling uncertain right now, don't worry, you're heading toward this King. There's no Knight of Wands here. There's no uncertainty here. So I just want to tell you that. I really hope that makes sense and it wasn't too kind of strange or abstract. Okay, just another thing I'm getting here with this King. Yeah, it's a little bit specific. It's probably only going to be for a few people, maybe even one person. Yeah, there's a father. I'm getting a father or a father figure. And if you know who that is, they'd like to talk to you. They'd like to contact you. But it feels like they can't do that. I don't know why that is. Yeah, I'm getting mixed feelings here as well. So you've got these 2 people who want to contact you, and they're feeling very mixed up emotionally, very, very complex. So if this is you, they're definitely thinking about you. They're not coming forward. They feel as if they're not supposed to come forward, or that they shouldn't come forward for some reason. I don't know why that is, and I don't know how you feel about that. Very, very mixed up. So yeah, all I know is, I don't know why, I don't know what, all I know is there's some kind of father figure. They want to reach out to you. They can't do that right now. Now, it might be that someone else is in the way, because I'm getting some kind of barrier or block there. So I don't know why that is. It might be that you might want to reach out to them. That might be the message. I don't know. So if that's for you, you'll probably know why that is, why you're getting that message. Okay, so yeah, so the false card you have here features the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, so this is taking care. I'm seeing lots of caring. That's how this Queen is. So taking care, and taking care of your money, literally, because that's what she's doing. So, everyone else is doing this right now, so you're probably in the same boat, watching after your money, being careful, making sure you're protecting what you have. It might feel a little bit stagnant money-wise for you right now, because I was getting a little bit of that in the World card, this feeling of, oh, I'm a bit stagnant, I'm not sure where I am, I don't know what's happening in the future. Everyone's feeling a little bit like that. But I just want you to know again, this card's really, really positive. It's all about manifestation. There are all these kind of beautiful red roses all around the top of this card, which represents manifestation. And this card's about birth. This is a mother, new life. Things are going to happen. There's a rabbit in the corner as well. And it's Easter time, so that's really, makes sense to be around now. So new life. So new things are coming out of this. And also you've got this amazing progression with these wands in your present. So, if you're like this Queen right now, if you're looking down on your money, you think, oh no, my head's down, your head's going to be lifted up soon. There's new life, there are new things. Yeah, there's something I'm getting. Yeah, this is really strong. Okay, so this is about, obviously this is about money, this card. So career, I'm getting your career, job, job progression, business, something like that. And because you've got the World card as well, which is right next to this, it's going back to the beginning. I'm trying to explain this. I hope I'm going to explain this properly. Going back to the beginning, and obviously with this card being about birth, new life, beginnings. So what I'm getting here is with your job or your career or a business or whatever this is, it's like going back to the essence of something, going back to how you felt when you're first starting to rise up, when you're first on the track to this thing that you're kind of working toward. It's like going back to that hunger, that need to keep going, that feeling, that enthusiastic feeling of, right, I'm right at the beginning of this, I know I can do this, I'm going to do this. And that's the core of Aries. That's the heart of Aries. And if you've lost that, which I'm kind of getting this in a couple of places here, it's coming back to you again. Because this is all about getting back to basics. And that's what everyone's doing now, literally. Getting back to basics. You know, getting back to what's important to me, what's not important to me. I'm going to discard everything that's not important. I'm going to get back to basics. And if you look at this queen, obviously she looks the opposite of action, which is what you're going to be doing soon. You know, she's just sitting there. And we're all doing that right now. But a lot of growth is going to come out of this time. And I keep on getting this feeling of going back to how you felt at the beginning of when you started something, whether that's a job, a career, a business. When you first started, when you moved away from this old world in the World card into the new world, you started this course of action, you started doing something, you're all excited, you're all enthusiastic, you had this big, big hunger. And now that you're kind of in this point where you're floating around, you're not sure where you are, it feels very stagnant, and you're kind of like, oh, I don't know where I am now. What's going to happen is you're going to get back to those hungry feelings again, and that's what's going to set you, it's going to kind of propel you forward again. So I hope that makes sense to someone. It's a little bit abstract, I know, but yeah. So the next card you have, your future, is the Page of Swords. Okay, so this is obviously about this ex-love, this is about this message. So yeah, again, they're trying to get their courage up. It's like they're trying to get themselves back together to kind of contact you, or if they have contacted you already, they're still very stressed about this whole connection and this message and all that. Lots and lots of mixed up energy around them. Look at all this wind kind of swirling around. You know, that's the energy kind of swirling around them. And yeah, very, very mixed up. And I think at one time they were so sure of themselves, you know, especially in love. Maybe it was when they had this separation. And, you know, it feels like they knew they had the upper hand at one time, actually. And I hate seeing this for you, because from what I'm getting here, the love you had for them and the feelings you had, they were pure, totally pure. You weren't thinking about who had the upper hand. That wasn't on your mind at all. You just loved them. But if you look at this page, you can see that they don't feel like that right now. Maybe in some areas of their life they do, but in love, they don't feel like that at all. And I'll talk about the Four of Cups here as well. Yeah, there was something missing when you were together, something that was missing. And I think that's one of the things they might be nervous about, because they couldn't give you that thing that was missing. But they're also very, very mixed up as well. I'm getting this really strong feeling that you've moved past them in your life. Your life's moved on. That's what I'm getting. And they can feel that and they know that. All the emotions are still under the surface, though. I'm really feeling that. And they're sensing all that about you. You know, whether they've spoken to you yet or not, I don't know. But that they're feeling that sense of separation. They're feeling that sense of your life having been moved on. They're also feeling that tension of that, you know, that emotion and that energy that's there. I think you'll probably say something to them eventually, but they're talking fast. They're coming to you fast. I'm seeing that very clearly. And yeah, you'll probably hold back a bit like this man to start with. And I think that's probably what you should do, because it's like, let's hold back, let's sit back and look at this kind of crazy whirlwind and see whether that's what we want back in our lives. So I think that's the message there that's telling you that that's what you should be doing. And I actually think that is what you are going to be doing, because lots and lots of mixed up emotions on their side and lots of things bubbling under the surface. on your side. And I think if you do talk, that's going to let that kind of pressure out for both of you. It's going to come to some kind of conclusion, whether that's positive or negative, I'm not sure, because it's very, very mixed up everywhere here. But there is going to be some kind of reaching out. There's going to be some kind of talk. Take your time with this. I'm getting that really clearly, but it is going to happen. It's going to come out like a big bubble's going to be burst.